Euan Pollington and game shooting. Game shooting is a sport which has been around since the 1800s. It started off with black powder guns, which were a musket type ball and a big gun. They were generally used by rich estates or people who made a lot of money back in those times. It's employed nowadays. There's over 10,000 keepers all over the country. That's from Cornwall all the way up to Scotland. It's a sport which you're either brought into or you go into it by yourself if you like it. A gamekeeper's job is to raise pheasants from a poult at 8 weeks old, raise them up to the start of September, 1st September, when the shooting season starts. There's also the start of September, we start partridge shooting, and that finishes 23rd of February. There is other jobs including it. You've got beaters and picker-uppers. Picker-uppers are the ones who stand behind the guns, and when a bird is shot and dropped, they send their dogs off to go and retrieve it and bring it back. A beater's job is to work through a cover crop or a woodland and flush up the game for the guns to shoot. I do beating and I've done keepering before for about 2 years. It's definitely a sport which you're brought up into, because it's not for the faint-hearted, with people who don't like blood, guts and seeing an animal dead, which does cause a lot of controversy between animal rights humanists and shooters. It's also a sport for people who don't make very much money, as nowadays it is very cheap to go out and go on a big day, a shoot day. Is there any questions?
Is there any controversy in game shooting?
There is controversy between animal rights activists who believe that it's not the right way to kill an animal, but that depends on how, because generally the animal dies straight away instantly because of the shot and how it aims and hits the bird or the animal. But it is a big controversy between animal rights activists and guns themselves, as there is big clashes between gamekeepers and people coming onto their land, burning cover crops, destroying the pens to release the birds from them.
All in all, what is game shooting and what types of birds, all types of birds, what types do you shoot?
Game shooting is, so you have a shotgun and you'll stand in a line, or you do it walk up, which is you'll stand at one end, you'll have a dog with you or someone next to you, and you push the cover crop, and any bird which gets up you shoot straight away. A driven day is the beaters will drive the game off the hill or a cover crop over the top of the guns who are all standing. The birds we shoot are generally partridge, pheasant, duck, grouse, goose. They're generally the main birds which we shoot. There's also birds which most keepers won't breed, but are native to Britain, which is woodcock, snipe, and other birds, which you can shoot at certain times of the year.
So why don't they breed those birds?
We don't breed those birds partially because they're so hard to try and find, because they're such an elusive bird.
Right, yeah.
With where they hide, and when you find them, they're not in very big numbers. They'll be in small groups of 1 or 2.
And the pheasant shooting season's over now.
Yes.
So why are there still dead pheasants all over the roads? Why?
That would be because some shoots won't shoot their days enough, they'll undershoot, or you get some shoots which overshoot. The pheasants on the road are from shoots which have either ordered too many birds and haven't shot too many days, and the birds are going on the roads and cars aren't seeing them and hitting them.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Does that not wastage? Is that
I find that quite annoying because when you've got 8-week-old poults which haven't been out on a road before, they don't know what a car is, they don't know how to avoid it. People can slow down and drive a bit slower to let the bird go past, but we find people just drive full speed and knock over everything. And we do is put up signs saying watch out pheasants on the road to warn people that there is young pheasants on the road.
Isn't it partly the fault, as you say, for overbreeding them as well? I mean, there's a responsibility on both sides, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a responsibility on.
Sometimes a pheasant will just jump out
Yeah.
the hedge and and break your wing mirror or your windscreens. I found to my cost, which for me is extremely annoying because I see it as a rich man's sport.
Yeah.
And I've got £40 worth of damage to my wing mirror.
Yeah.
So how do you justify it to people like me?
Well, we don't generally. We do it as if you're a smart person, if you're a smart keeper who knows what you're doing. About 5 o'clock in the evening or 4 o'clock, you'll walk around a pen and you'll push the birds back in so they don't fly out overnight and hit any person driving past. Or you'll walk up and down and make sure that the birds aren't flying out on near a main road. Or if you do it, you build your pens away from the main road so it won't cause damage to the vehicle.
So is it true that they breed, that the pheasants that don't get shot are actually breeding in the countryside?
Yeah, it is true. Well, we do it. We buy ours in from breeders which will catch up old pheasants, so people will phone them up. They can come to the shoot and they'll catch up any old pheasants and take them back to their rearing pens and use them for breeding. Or if keepers don't do that, generally there is a lot of pheasants which are breeding and producing pheasants.
Interesting. Any other questions? Right, no, thank you very much. Very interesting. Thank you.